just keep it rolling.
We have to, with you now, we have the street.
Chaos.
Welcome to Once Upon a Tangent with
that's cute.
Danny Dunn and Audrey Stewart, where it's just two people with ADHD telling stories.
Storytelling podcast.
Storytelling
and you're
podcast.
our first guest.
Ever?
Yeah.
First
on
guest
the new
for our
one, on the
new-
new
for our new
podcast, the new
we
concept.
spun off from
We've
ourselves.
pivoted.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I'm ready to establish what the new branding is.
Okay, perfect.
We're like the Frasier. This is like Frasier.
Yeah. I've
Great.
never seen Frasier.
This is
Honestly, it's kind of soothing to watch Frasier.
There you go.
It's like old people and low stakes.
That's so funny.
Right?
It's like Frasier, and we only talk about Frasier.
And
Yeah.
we only talk. I've never
Yeah.
even
Welcome
seen
to the
Frasier.
Frasier podcast.
Welcome to
This
the
is
Frasier
only
I'm
about
your
podcast.
host,
Frasier.
Ariana.
The Frasier cast.
You're
Hi,
like
welcome.
Frasier.
I'm
Frasier.
so happy to be here on the Frasier cast.
Honestly, I haven't been like performing at all. So
Okay.
this is like my coming back.
She's been performing, but not performing. You know what I mean? She's always performing in
Right.
a natural light, but not at stand-up. Because Ariana
See, that's how you know I'm out of practice.
used to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I used to be.
Did you quit the game?
She
Yeah, I
got
quit.
healthy.
Why?
I started Prozac.
You started Prozac?
Honestly, I started
You started Prozac
Prozac.
and quit stand-up?
She
Yeah.
started
That's
Prozac and quit stand-up comedy.
Hilarious.
And I was like, I'm ready to start enjoying my life.
Well,
But
Those
I
are-
respect the game.
when did you quit stand-up?
In the pandemic, I was making more money on Zoom shows than I was in the real world. And I was like,
Were you really?
oh, I literally made more money in Zoom.
There is so much money on Zoom. I made so much. That was like Zoom comedy shows. We were making more on Zoom than we ever
And that
were.
was like, wait, what am I doing? I don't want to drive to Flappers to get a drink ticket. Like, I'm done with that grind.
Burn notice flappers. Watch out.
Well,
shout
now-
out to Flappy.
you guys-
Flappers in
Flappy
Burbank just caught a stray shot.
But you know what I love? I love being able to be honest again instead of wanting to suck up to everyone. So you have someone who's really rogue on the podcast.
I love that.
Because I don't want Flappers to ask me to do comedy.
I've always said to you, Danny, always said. I literally just said it today. I said,
I'm always
I
saying
said-
this
I'm
to you.
always
I'm
saying
always
it.
saying this to you.
just to you.
Just to you, I'm saying this. I'm always saying it. I'm saying.
I said Ariana is very honest.
Oh, that's what I love. I love being.
I've been telling you for years how honest
It's
Ariana
true
is.
though, and now I get to be. See, this is I like stand up because I like telling my true stories, and then I started having to censor myself. And TikTok, that was part of the pandemic. My dad went viral on TikTok.
Oh, her
Your
dad's
dad
a
did?
viral sensation on TikTok.
He went viral on TikTok, and I could not handle what this fake internet TikTok fame was, and I was like, this is not for me anymore.
Yeah.
I want to be very much myself and not.
Did he go
Care.
viral on your account, or did he have his own account going viral?
A really good question.
Because I'm picturing your dad becoming like a viral TikToker and kind of dressing like a hype beast.
Oh, you just wait till you
know?
see
like
her
he's got
dad,
that like
too.
curly on top haircut.
Well, he's bald on top, but he's this man.
Oh,
There is a picture of her family on her
This
shirt.
is a dry cleaning shirt.
Oh,
Well, I'm here
perfect.
during work hours, and this is my job. I'm a dry cleaning heiress. You know that.
And I
A
said
dry
that,
cleaning heiress.
and that I've said.
Audrey
you
told me that,
her
and
whole
I was
life.
like, does she talk about being a dry cleaning heiress? And
Yeah.
then you came on and went, I'm a dry cleaning
I'm
heiress.
a dry this is
shirt.
how
Fine.
this is how I'm accomplishing getting paid while being here.
Wait, and explain to them what a dry cleaning heiress is.
My parents met at a dry cleaners. We own a dry cleaners, a family business. We've owned 5. One of them burned down. We've been in Best of LA. Mariah Carey's dry cleaning. I don't know if that's a secret.
Mariah Carey does
Like-
her dry cleaning at her family's
What's
business.
it called?
Steamer Cleaners on Ventura and Woodman in Sherman Oaks.
Steamer cleaners.
There you have it, steamer cleaners.
And we have these amazing shirts for free. Audrey's a big fan.
They're free?
I'll give you. Come to Steamer Cleaners. They're free.
We also have a bunch
I
of
would
free
love
alcohol
that.
from Sierra Nevada if you want some.
I'm good, thank you. It is 1 p.m. and I
Thank you
drove
for-
here.
thank you for asking.
No, but I mean just in the future because we have boxes.
They're
here.
like.
Or now.
they're like
Audrey,
crated.
Audrey, real question. When have you ever seen me drink beer?
Okay, you never drink beer, but you never know.
I'm gluten intolerant.
What about Rob? What is Rob doing nowadays? Drinking beer?
We're mostly getting severely high
Oh, because they're
for
getting
the
married
wedding.
soon.
We're getting married in like 60 something days.
Are you gonna get high on your wedding day?
Yeah, well, my mom was like, Weed Bar LA wanted to like set up for our wedding because Rob is kind of an influencer type. Like, we're both internet cool, but we don't care.
Everyone's plugged into
Yeah.
the net.
Rob is very plugged in. He was like Twitter famous at the beginning, like taught Chrissy Teigen how to use Twitter.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, Christy. Well,
Well, she's in.
no,
she's
we
in
don't know if we
trouble.
like that.
See, this is what I kind of love. It's like I'm just gonna say whatever the fuck, and it's like
And
I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
matter. And you don't care.
I no
It doesn't
longer
matter.
care. Before I used to care because I was like, please love me, and now I'm like, I don't care. So
Now you love yourself.
I
You love
love
yourself.
Now
myself.
Prozac,
You love
and you love
yourself.
Prozac.
I
Wait.
love Prozac. 60 milligrams of Prozac. Okay, what were we saying? I do have ADHD.
Wait, I had a question.
I know we all have ADHD, which is the best part of the whole thing. Actually, when we did our No Pill Friday, we were just like bouncing all over the place. We
Honestly,
didn't have any...
taking ADHD pills fucked me. Are we allowed to say? Can someone
You
tell
can
me the
swear.
rules? Okay.
You could
Do
say
whatever you
whatever
want.
you want. You could say fucked. But actually, I don't know what this
Say every word that you're allowed to say.
Can you imagine? And then we're just streaming for this
You
app,
say
and
'em all.
everybody's like, I don't want
Everyone's like, cunt, bitch,
okay, wait, no, I don't actually know.
Okay,
pussy
we have no
flap.
idea.
No, we have no idea.
You can say whatever you want.
Whatever. I don't care. That's where I am in my life, and I love it.
There's
Wait.
only like 4 rules in this podcast,
Yeah, there are only 4
and they're
rules.
just like the segments.
What are the rules?
Well, we'll get to those.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this is why I need to be on Prozac, because otherwise my anxiety, I'd be like, no, I want to do your podcast right.
So-
And now I'm like,
No right.
So it
no
is.
right answer.
So it is. We only have these people for 25 minutes. These people being the beams.
We
streaming
only got
people.
these people.
I know we only got these beams.
okay.
Because we're streaming on.
We're streaming on an app called Beams, and
Beams.
we're also filming for Jam in the Van YouTube. But Beams, we only get them for 25 minutes, and I think they should hear at least a story.
Oh,
Let's dig in.
you asked if I was going to get high at my wedding, and I have a kind of tangential story kind of about that
love
because
that.
Weed Bar LA wanted to like set up, that's how we got into
Uh-huh.
this. They wanted to like, honestly, just to like be flexy and promote like for free. They wanted to set up with like bud tenders and little joints on sticks. Like it was going to be very cool. And my parents were like, no,
Are your parents ganj heads or no?
they are not. They're
No.
mostly white people
Oh.
of a certain
My parents are mostly
financial
white
status. So they think that weed is like bad and trashy.
people. Okay.
Which
And
it
then-
isn't.
And then no, it's not. Weed's the best. And then my mom was said that she would rather I do cocaine at my wedding.
Your mom said
My
that?
mom said she'd rather I do cocaine at the wedding.
That
My
is a
mom-
rich white
This
person
is
thing
also,
to say.
I know, this is also the problem. My mom is the only person that I can guarantee will watch this.
Oh, I love
What's
her
your mom's
mom.
name?
Her mom's a
Nicole.
star.
Nicole.
Nicole. It's Nicole. It's spelled Nicole, but she goes by like Nicole.
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 Wait, I've been saying your mom's name wrong this whole time.
What have you been calling her?
Nicole.
Nicole?
That's like the America way.
Right.
Where is she from? America.
And where's your dad from?
Iran. Tehran, Iran.
Yeah, your dad's from Iran.
What's your dad's name?
Shahrukh.
Charles.
Shahrukh.
Charles.
SHAHROKH. So now we've established the wedding's coming up.
All right, you seem to have a
Drug-
lovely family.
Yes, and you got.
Based on what?
Just
Them being on my
willingness-
shirt?
your willingness-
She's-
they all look
They're going
lovely.
to be a reality show.
when they're in
I'm
their
glad
animated,
it's not. That was also part of it. So we
Oh,
were
it's not
gonna,
happening?
we were like pitched for reality shows. I was like in holding contracts. Well, you know all the, whatever. I'm
I
so
get
grateful
it.
it didn't happen.
Oh, I was
because-
looking forward to watching that and being in it.
But I feel like I've evolved and changed so much in the pandemic and become my true self that it would have been this like different version of me.
Right.
Not a genuine version of you.
Well, no, they were like, okay, they were like, what if you thought you were pregnant and you had to tell your dad? And I was like, I wouldn't tell my dad if I was pregnant. Like I wouldn't,
Yeah.
my dad would never know
Because he's too busy dry cleaning.
because of how busy he
Because
is dry
he's how
cleaning.
busy, I just can't get on a schedule.
He's literally the funniest man.
He's
alive.
very funny and cute and charming. Planning a wedding is one of the worst things I've ever done in my life, but I love them
Congrats
all.
on getting married, though.
Yeah.
Thank
Wait,
you.
so
I
you
haven't
have
done it
a
yet.
story
Your
with
engagement.
your wedding. You have a story with your wedding coming up or at your wedding?
What's that mean?
You said you have a
Do you want
story
to start the stories, Audrey?
Yeah, just
Okay.
for
Oh,
memes.
I was just gonna talk about the time that Luke Bryan yelled at me.
Oh my God. Yep.
That's the story you're telling?
I thought
Yes.
so.
Okay, do you want to do the trivia fact to get the story
Okay,
order?
yeah. So the way that we're doing this is to say who tells the story first.
We each have one story prepared.
Yes,
I'm
I have
telling-
a story from the internet.
I'm telling a personal story.
He's telling a personal story, and you're telling a personal story.
Do you think our stories are going to be the same?
Can you
No.
imagine?
Okay.
You
Probably
also have a story of
Probably
seeing a girl
not.
get yelled at by Luke Bryan.
I
and
was-
it's Ariana.
It was me.
I was behind a girl who was yelled at by Luke Bryan.
Yeah, very publicly.
Okay, so the way we thought
Luke
it'd be fun
Bryan.
to do this, and tell me if
Yes.
you think it's fun.
Luke, right?
I'm not Luke.
Who? Jack.
Do you think my name's Jack?
Luke.
Do you not know my name?
She's like Luke, Steve, Jack.
I'm fine
Brian,
with you not knowing
What's
my
your
name.
name?
I don't assume that anyone
Dan?
knows my name.
Danny.
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 Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's hard because
And-
Hat Guy and the other guy, like
That guy's
Wolf,
his real name.
Yeah.
Jack.
And then I walked in when we
Danny.
started, so I'm not offended.
Yeah. How old are you? Is this a thing?
baby.
Do we
He's
not talk about this on the podcast?
26.
I'm 32 and
how old do you
I
think I am?
love it. No, I don't care.
Oh my god, what
How,
did she say?
like, how old
Oh.
are you?
Well, I want to know how old people perceive
Wait,
me to
okay,
be.
how do you think?
26.
But you heard
Yeah.
me say that.
Are you
That's
26?
exactly how old I am.
Was that
No.
That's how
Really?
old I am. 26.
She was gonna
26.
guess 42. You heard me say 26.
42. Some people think I'm really old. Some people think I'm really young.
I think young because of the hair also makes you look young.
You got a young soul.
Because I have hair.
The hair color.
Because it's orange.
Yeah.
Everyone
Something very
with orange hair
youthful.
is very young.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Howard's 26 also.
He's always looks young.
Okay, let's do
Okay,
the trivia
trivia,
fact. So
hit
we're gonna
me.
do a trivia fact,
Okay, Danny.
and it's gonna be number based, and
Okay.
we're all gonna guess, and whoever gets closest gets to go first.
Yeah.
We'll do it. That's how we
Okay,
get our order.
great.
So first, second, third, closest to the trivia number gets to tell their story.
And what if we do like
Okay.
an idea I mentioned before, distance it takes to get to the moon?
Let's do miles from Earth to Moon.
Miles from Earth to moon. Which, by the way, did you know real quick that the Earth is gonna have is having a ring around it like Saturn, but the only reason
trash.
The
because
Earth's
it's
getting a ring. Is the
pollution.
Earth getting engaged too?
The Earth is getting engaged because we're polluting it.
You and the Earth should have a joint wedding.
All right, wait. So, how many miles does it take for the Earth to get to the sun?
What?
I
How many
mean,
miles
from-
is it from Earth to the moon?
To the moon.
Guess how many, Ariana? We don't know.
200
We're gonna look it up.
million miles.
200 million
Oh, wow.
miles? No chance. That's a stupid answer.
3 billion,
sweet.
3 billion, like 3 billion light years.
No, you have to guess in miles.
3 billion miles.
3 billion
Billion?
miles? You guys are both
Yeah, why
insane
are you
people.
so rude about mine?
I bet it's
mine
like-
was way more grounded.
Compared to that
Yeah.
insane answer, I think it's like 200. I bet it's like 275
275 total miles?
miles to the moon.
275
kidding?
miles to the moon?
You're
I bet
wrong.
it's-
I'm gonna win.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, that's not right. I'm
Wait,
sorry.
you said 275 miles.
I was like,
I- wait.
it was 275
I'm sorry.
miles
How
to
many
Pasadena
I meant
from
275,000 miles.
There you're. Okay, wait, what is it?
here. Honestly,
I know.
I don't really care
mine
about
might have been
women.
the
Then when Danny
craziest.
was like, "Are you guys fucking dumb?"
Mine's the craziest.
Yeah, and look who's
I'm
dumb.
changing my answer to 275,000.
Where do you live? Oh, we'll
Oh
get to know
my
each
God,
other
wait,
later.
We'll get to know
wait,
each
what
other.
did you
we
say?
have so much to learn.
What did you say?
275,000.
What did you say?
200 million.
238,900 million.
238,000?
900 million. I said billion.
900 million.
Wait,
Who
no.
am I looking
it's
at?
Wait. I
230
won. I won.
You won.
No, wait, it's 238,000.
Million. You
Million.
said million.
Million?
Ha, ha.
Wait.
I thought the moon was much closer.
238,900 million.
Okay, I was very
So
far
I
off.
definitely won.
So you get to start with your story.
Why did I think the moon was so close? All right, so you're going first. I'm going second.
Well,
Audrey's
I
going
brought
third.
this story because it's like an Audrey Ariana story, and I thought it'd be more fun to do like collaborative story.
I like it.
Inclusive stories.
Inclusive.
Oh, look, it's happening. Guys, it's happening.
Okay, wow. I feel like I'm on crack because I haven't done anything like
That's
this
what
in
happens
so
when people
long.
have ADHD to podcast. The person in the middle.
The
Everybody's
energy
just-
is like-
it's chaotic.
Just throwing it at
I'm
you.
so wedding.
Mhm.
Okay, so wedding. Okay, so Audrey and I were at In-N-Out Hollywood
Yeah.
on Sunset, and Audrey was wearing a plaid shirt, which is important to the story.
My closet consists of flannels and this hoodie.
Yeah, and speaking of closets, she was not out.
What if I was like, and I still wasn't, and then way to out me to beams and shit.
No, I would
Could you
never
imagine?
out you if I didn't know you were out. Okay, anyway, so Audrey was not a lesbian at the time, which is fine. Or bisexual. Or bisexual.
Well, I don't know what I am yet.
Everything's
I just have a
fluid.
girlfriend
Nothing
to catch
matters.
everybody up.
Labels are bullshit. Okay, whatever. Pretty much I was telling a story about going to this wedding and hooking up with a groomsman, but how everyone at the wedding was like, no, don't hook up with him. Like, he's gay. Everyone thinks he's gay. And I was like, oh, like, what? And then I did hook up with him. But then I was telling Audrey the story where I was yelling the story, being like, everyone thinks you're gay. And Luke Bryan thinks I'm yelling at Audrey in her flannel red shirt at the
Wait, hold
In-N-Out.
on, hold on. Luke Bryan is at In-N-Out.
He's in
At
the
In-N-Out.
drive-through in a truck.
And you're telling,
I'm telling
Audrey
Audrey,
the
everyone
story.
thinks that you're gay.
and you're saying it like you're saying it to the groomsmen.
But she's not saying it to me because she would never say that to me. But she was
No.
retelling a story.
Which now, in retrospect, I shouldn't have said it to the groomsmen either, because sexuality is fluid, whatever. But at the time, I was like, "You're gay. Everyone thinks you're gay." And Luke Bryan yells from his truck, being like, "Hey, don't talk to people like that." And Audrey and I
Brian's
are standing there, and I'm like,
Dude.
Luke Bryan is a good guy.
Yeah, look, Brian, and we go.
Annie thinks I'm a homophobe who's yelling at Audrey at In-N-Out, trying to out her.
And he like literally rolled down his window, and then he just like rolled it up.
And we were like, Audrey and I
Hey,
looked at each other, and
Don't
we're like,
talk to people like
I
that.
don't talk to people
When
like
you
that.
said he yelled at you, I thought Luke Bryan was going to be the bad guy of this story.
No.
You're the villain.
and that's what
What if Luke Bryan
surprises
was like, yeah,
her.
so get your shit together.
Shout out
Luke
Luke
Bryan
Bryan
was
for
like,
being
"Yeah, you
so
gay?"
positive.
Luke Bryan's
So-
our next guest on the podcast.
He
Luke
should
Bryan,
be.
and he's here today.
Give it up for Luke Bryan.
Well, it was the
Luke, don't be
weirdest.
shy. Come on.
Because
Luke.
also,
Oh,
oh, he's just not gonna be on
he's
it
going
then.
back. Fine.
Audrey
fine,
and I
fine.
were like, wait, was that him?
Yeah.
Did you guys recognize Luke Bryan?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
I
you,
wouldn't
you know,
recognize
you
Luke
can't
Bryan.
miss Luke Bryan. Well, I guess if you're not a country fan, which a lot
I'm
of
not a
people are.
country
Country
fan,
music
but I
fan?
was no.
Country music fan?
But
Oh,
I
yeah.
recognized him.
Country music fan?
No.
Me too.
Well, I don't like
Eh.
I don't like a lot of artists. I don't agree with a lot of the songs, but
Name every artist you don't like.
I just like Chris Stapleton,
Yeah.
Ooh, Chris Stapleton's cool.
Yeah.
Got a
I
great
don't
Tiny
know
Desk
who
concert.
that is.
and now Luke Bryan.
After you're done watching this on YouTube, flip over to NPR and watch all the Tiny Desks.
I feel like this is obstructing my shirt. Okay. I'm here doing PR. Or don't forget it.
Oh yeah,
For
she's
steamer
doing PR
cleaners.
for steamer cleaners.
cleaners.
So if you guys are
That's
watching
really funny.
and you're
That's
in
a really
LA,
funny story. That's a very LA story,
Isn't
too.
It was a
Great.
very LA story,
Well,
and it
I don't even know if
involves
it's LA
your
because it's Luke Bryan.
co-host.
Maybe it's a very Nashville story.
Well, it was so weird because I think he was here for some award show. I mean, it was him.
Yeah,
I wish it wasn't.
it was definitely him.
You know what I mean?
And now he's on.
And he
isn't
thinks
on
you're a
American Idol?
homophobe. That is.
Now he,
That
yeah.
is
So
tough.
he's like in LA.
Started singing.
Is he on American Idol?
Audrey, there's no world. There's no world where Audrey, after getting gay bashed by me, should start singing. To
I should
Luke
say
Bryan.
you're right, Luke.
If you
It
did
should
go on
be a
American
whole
Idol and told him that story, though, he might be
new
like, "Yeah, I remember that. This is an inspiring story," and they do like a little background on you.
Yeah, and then be like, Ariana, the meanest person in America.
I have two questions. One, I forget the second one, so we'll just move to the first, which is how the order should go anyway. What what did the groomsmen say when you said that to him in real time in the actual moment?
Well,
Oh,
he
good
was like,
question.
I'll prove it to you that I'm not gay.
It's a good line.
Is he gay? You don't know.
You know what? I think maybe everyone's a little bi. That's where I am. I've done
I
just
agree.
every day. I've
Sexuality is
just
fluid.
decided I'm like, that's also why I'm over comedy stuff. Because I was being very like setting my brand and like how I felt about things. And I'm like, no, I don't know how I feel day to day.
Yeah,
I don't need you to like have
That's
receipts
nice.
about me.
you're very healthy. She's very healthy.
Well, okay, this is where I am in my life. Highest highs, lowest lows. So I'm either walking around being like, I am crushing it, or I'm like, I wish I was dead.
Do you want?
Oh.
I used to be a lot more like that than I am now. Do you want to come back on the podcast when you're on your lowest low, and we can just see the
it'll be
and we
hard
can
for
see the
me to-
difference?
I think we've had a podcast too where we've all been like, I think we mentioned it. We were like, I have depression, and I feel like that was like
we had a
the-
guest.
guys.
We had a guest who has depression on, and we were talking about having depression.
Oh, I could
'cause-
talk about that all day.
Well, Audrey was like, we were like, Audrey, have you ever had depression, or do you have depression like we do? And she was like, sometimes if my neighbor's being loud, it
you're
bothers
like-
me.
That's what you think depression
Oh
is.
yeah. Sometimes I don't
So-
want to exist anymore, and sometimes
No.
Audrey just.
So I got off of like I started Prozac and I also got off of birth control. So now I PMS crazy. I have like premenstrual dysmorphic disorder. So I go through this like specific.
Yikes! That's
What
a
does that
disorder. That's a
mean?
disorder I've never
Premenstrual-
heard of.
Miss
Remember,
Morford?
I posted about it on Instagram and they censored me, and people were like, someone's reaching out for help because I posted the symptoms and it's like suicidal thoughts, depression, this, that. And I was also
can't
like,
say that?
and being hot. Like I made it fun and
That's-
whimsical.
I need to
That
go
is
through all
whimsical.
your posts and like them again, so my algorithm shows me because I don't see any.
Honestly, I haven't been posting so much.
Oh, is that Luke Bryan? Is he coming back?
Oh, Luke!
Luke, come on.
Come on in.
Come on.
You guys trick me
No?
every time because I'm
No.
nervous to
He
see
was
him.
going- I guess the bathroom's over
I
there,
was
so he's going
about
the
to
bathroom.
burp, and I held it in because my partner has expressed to me that burping is disgusting.
But that's like a major segment. That's like a major
It's
segment.
It's
That's kind of like our biggest segment.
Has your partner been on this podcast?
Yo, yeah.
Veronica.
I'm a big fan.
We
You
love
like
her.
Veronica?
We do love her.
You like Veronica?
Okay, this is my
They're- yeah.
this is
I
my
love
first
My
time.
girlfriend's name is Veronica.
And this is my first time in my entire life. Way to make it about me. But two of my friends were both my friends organically, and then started dating each other, and then I just got to like double up on the friendship.
Were they friends separately, or were you
Yeah,
guys in the
like
same friend
well,
group?
we were like comedy
Save
friends.
the comedy crew.
Comedy
And then-
crew.
You know how comedy is. Do you do stand up?
Oh yeah. What if I was like I forgot?
We're doing a show together in like a week, and Audrey's like, "You do stand."
I'm like, you do stand up? That's what I do to people who literally have told me information 10 times because
Oh, yeah.
and I feel so bad.
It's our
Literally,
brains. Our brains are too cute.
One of my best friends is a
Too
vegan,
cute.
and I
Too
always give
cute
her
for
like,
you.
I'm like, here's,
Too
I'm
cute.
like, I brought you like,
Steak.
yeah, I went out and got us her favorite bowls at Chipotle. She's like, I've
Well,
never.
they
eaten
have
Chipotle,
vegan
and I'm a
options.
vegan.
They have a lot of vegan options. As someone, I was
Are you mixing
a
it up with
vegan.
someone else?
Huh?
Are you mixing them up
Yeah.
with someone else?
Who?
Like when you
No,
do
like,
that,
are
are
you
you
just
mixing those?
confusing
them
Like,
with-
are you
I-
confusing people, or
I
you're
don't
just
know.
like
I
in
think-
your own
I think I'm in my own
land?
world.
This is
Well-
crazy. It's also crazy. This podcast started at 1 and you told me to get here at 1.
Yeah.
You should have lied.
Oh, and I started earlier.
Yeah.
I know. I
Or
need to
just to
start
get there
doing
early.
that.
Well, I
You
mean,
did that to
it's
me.
Stream
because
started right at
she
1.
knows. Audrey knows I'm very punctual and good at being on time, but like no one else is
Not me.
really.
I know we were streaming and we were like, Danny will be here in a second.
I was the first one in the building.
And he was reading a book, which
I
is
was-
very.
What are you reading?
is
I
very
love
nice.
reading.
Ooh.
How much does reading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they pay us. No, I'm just kidding.
You should
We're like a chance to talk about
You would plug that
literature.
book, they better pay
I
us.
didn't think anyone was going to say yes to that. I'm reading Hip Hop and Other Things by Shea Serrano. It's the third book in the And Other Things series.
Wow.
Are there
Looks
photos in
great.
there, or
they're,
like pictures?
they're illustrated
It has a very
drawings by
comic book.
Arturo Torres.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, and I opened to the best page.
There you go. They are the first Mexican-American authors to put 4 books on the New York Times best-selling list.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Hell yeah. There we go.
Wonderful.
amazing.
Yes,
Arturo's a
Hip Hop
great
and Other
artist. Shea's a great
Things.
writer. The book
Hell
is
yeah.
great. Anyway,
Oh, yeah. Now the second story.
back to I'll tell my story in 1
Oh,
second.
yeah.
I have one more question about your story. I think it's maybe funny is not the right word. I think it's interesting that there was like
I swallowed this down
Audrey
the wrong pipe.
Audrey drowns in suja.
This is like an audio event. Is the problem?
People listen in their cars.
People like
And
no,
then they
Audrey,
just-
you cannot.
Then they are oft confused.
people are listening to this in their cars, and I just randomly just scream into the mic.
I know.
I'll get a lot of texts being like,
I just
"We
crashed my
couldn't-
car."
We did not know what was going on because I was in my car listening to this."
And you're like,
They're like,
yeah.
"You got to stop making the podcast so visual." But
But we're visual learners.
art is art.
Wait, so what did you say?
I think there's a very nice undertone to your story that you were saying that dialogue that was meant for the groomsmen, but you were also saying it to Audrey, who then would later come out. That's kind
And
of
I actually said to Audrey's face, "You're gay. Everyone thinks that you're gay."
that's kind of interesting because that was
But
kind
a
of
lot
the
of people
experience
have
that you
said that
talked
to my
about.
face.
But I did not say it like that.
A lot
When
of
she was
people-
saying that, were you listening to the story but being like, she knows?
No, because it was like such a hidden pocket where I was like, yeah.
You were like active with guys.
Oh,
Or like saying I was at. Well,
What?
that's.
Would you-
snacks and
have
wine
you-
where- What?
Lied?
No. No.
anything you want to elaborate on?
I
You
think I've
don't.
ever
You don't
lied
have
about
to.
A hookup.
I just never lie about anything, and that's kind of my problem.
No, that's a great
I'm
problem.
like painfully
That's like a.
transparent.
That's
You
like
don't-
when someone's in a job interview and they're like, "I'm work too hard."
no,
They-
no, no.
My biggest flaw is
no, people will
I'm
be like,
honest.
my dad will be
Only
like,
time about everything.
My biggest flaw is I work too damn much.
Is that I care? Is that I care
No,
too
you
much?
guys
I'm too good of a
honestly-
friend.
I'll be at a restaurant. I'll be like, "Oh, is there dairy in this?" And they're like, "Oh, do you have an allergy?" And I'm like, "Just diarrhea." Like I'll just have
Just
diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
I appreciate. I don't like talking about anything bathroom related, but I appreciate your forthrightness.
Thank you, Danny.
Ariana, do you think we're becoming friends?
I really enjoy your. Are you Jewish?
I'm not Jewish, but that's the
should
nicest
be.
thing anyone's ever said to me.
Wow,
He should
Danny's
be.
such a sweetheart.
Thank
Are
you
you
so
single?
much.
Are you dating?
I'm single.
Okay, I can set you up with people. I've been looking
good.
for.
Oh, cool.
That's very nice. Why'd you ask if I was Jewish?
Oh,
Is it-
nice.
Because I like you.
Oh,
Oh, well, thank you. I like you too. Are you Jewish?
Yeah,
That's cool.
and Muslim.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks.
So it seems like the comments are good.
Hi. Are we in trouble?
No.
I used to care about being in trouble.
No, this is
Can you sell? I'm excited.
oh
kind of
interesting.
A little bit, yeah.
Still.
Usually it's third. We haven't done our podcast on. This is Beams is yeah. Not
Do
saying
you-
it's great. But we haven't done it on here yet.
I'm
This is the
so
first thing
excited.
for us.
Happy Beams,
Beams Day.
Happy
Happy
Beams,
Beams
Day.
Day.
Guys, happy Beams Day to
Hey,
all.
Okay, wait.
Beams.
Danny Dunn story.
You guys ready for my story?
Yeah.
Danny Dunn.
Danny
is your
Danny
Dunn.
Dunn
name?
is my name.
Wow.
Look how much we're learning.
That's
about each other.
so
What's your
cool.
last name?
Bossery.
I was hoping to be steamer or cleaner.
No, but people do like bring the check. Like
I was hoping
Danny
it'd
has,
be
like, daddy humor
steamer.
sometimes.
no, but if we
Oh,
use
come
if I use
on.
a company card like for lunch or something, they'll be like, "Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Starch," because
See?
it says like Steamen Starch Corp. Well, I don't know if that's
See, that's funny.
Wait, that's pretty good.
well, they just think it's our last name.
Right. And
You
that's
should go
funny.
in to see. They give the hot chocolate and they have candy.
Yeah, we have candy. Popcorn's back,
Popcorn's back. I'm gonna go for one of those t-shirts.
please, or have me back on. I'll just bring it.
Ooh, on your lowest of lows, we'll bring you back.
You
And we'll
guys,
see the
if it was my
difference.
lowest of lows, I would not come here. Like,
I'm done with the laughing
Yeah, I get that.
after. No, I understand that.
I get that.
No,
Like-
I get that completely.
You can't relate because
Like,
you don't have
people who
depression.
don't
but
have
I
a
get
deal.
I've
that.
I have felt sadness.
that's okay. Yeah, you don't have
What's
to
the saddest
prove
you've ever-
anything.
What if I just painted a horror? Sitting on the
Audrey,
bed,
I
parents
swear-
said we're getting a divorce.
That's
Anyways,
Are your
well, let's
parents
go.
yeah, her parents.
I think I knew that.
All right.
I knew that.
Let me tell
Anyway.
you all the
But
saddest
my
things.
depression will be like like when I was getting on Prozac and it was really bad because you have to like get on to the drugs, so it's like 2 weeks of hell. I would just be on the freeway being like, just wanting to end
Just
it,
just
God.
thinking how easy it would be.
and I would be so open and tell everyone, and then they'd be worried, and I was like, okay, yeah,
'Cause you're so honest.
because I was so honest.
Yeah, that is.
I would message my psychiatrist being like, well, I wish I was dead. And then she'll be like, okay, well, just push through. Just another 10 days until it balances
Meanwhile, she's
out.
like on the phone with the cop. She's like, I need you to go.
I'm like,
Is it sometimes if you're too honest, people don't take you seriously?
yes, always.
If you're like, I wish I was
Well,
dead,
that
they're
was-
like, no one who wishes they were dead would say that.
Yo, this is my problem also with comedy. When I did stand up, I would only tell truthful stories. Only. Every single thing I ever said was true.
Right.
But I say it in such a matter of fact way that everyone's like, that's so crazy. I can't believe you made that up. And I was like, I'm telling you what happened.
Do you have a video of your stand-up that I can watch?
Oh, it's viral.
Yeah.
She's viral.
Laugh Factory's
Must have missed.
posted.
I love how
Must
I
have
get
missed it. I would
really-
love to see it.
Why'd I get so defensive? And angry?
Because
She's
She's
viral.
Because Audrey
She's
and I,
viral.
She's been viral.
She is
You guys
viral.
can't see if you're listening to the podcast, but Audrey has me in a
Audrey's
scissor
trying to
leg lock,
throw
and I'm
up.
tapping out, baby.
Yeah, you guys can't see, but so far I've fallen.
I don't, but that's okay.
Wait, it's almost funnier that way.
it's just like, this is Audrey, and then we're just others.
We're just chilling.
Well, the girl at Annie, she can make you one.
That's okay.
Oh, Audrey, that's
I would
so
hate to
sweet.
impose on her.
My heart's become so much more pure.
Has it?
Wait.
I agree.
All right. Are you guys ready for my story?
Oh yes.
Anything else we need to wrap up?
What were you about to say?
I don't remember.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, guys, this is a story of when I was in high school.
What was that? What if that was it?
You guys,
I-
I went to high school.
I went to high school for
Oh.
4 years.
Oh,
Okay, this story
baby.
needs a little bit of like you need a little character. Like I need to establish the characters before we go in. Okay.
Are you gonna?
So, what?
Are you gonna be doing accents? What do you mean by that?
Like I just need to tell you who's involved.
Oh, good.
I'm all ears.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna.
I'm working on my
I'm gonna
patience.
do-
That's how I am. I'm like, but before you tell us what you're about to tell us, what are you gonna tell us?
Are you frustrated with how I'm
No,
telling the
that's
story?
that's what Audrey was doing.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna build out characters. Each one's gonna take about 15 minutes of build up, and
Okay,
will be complete with
Beans
costume
is-
changes. All right. So the story was when I was in high school. I went to a public high school, and there was this girl, a woman. There was a teacher. This girl. There was a teacher. Yeah, now I'm just
It's
trying to
taking
start.
a creepy turn.
Yeah. What is going on?
I was mixing characters. There was a teacher who worked at the school, right? And she was this isn't very common in the Midwest, but she was a first name adult. I never called adults by their first names.
Whoa.
You call adults by their first names?
Not
Um,
in high school.
Not in high school, but now I almost think it's weirder if you don't. I almost think
Yeah.
it's sexual
If-
if you don't.
That's weird.
Sexual.
Hi, Mr. Kane.
Ooh.
Well, if you say it like
Hi,
that.
Mark.
I have to call everyone's parents.
But you could just reverse the
Mr.
intonation.
or
And,
Mrs. Like anyone I grew up with, I still call their parents Mr. or Mrs.
yeah, same. I don't think you can like
You
change.
can't go backwards.
If I met a parent now of a friend, I would
it's
call them by their
however
first
you're
name.
introduced
But
to
I
someone.
wouldn't. Yeah.
That's tattooed. Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Tattoo.
So
Okay, so
a
there was
woman.
there was a woman who worked at the school, and she was a first name mom because she was like, I'm cool, I'm a fun mom, and she was very lovely and wonderful and very nice to everyone. But she had a daughter who went to the school, and one of my friends was dating her daughter. You know the friend. I'll tell you after.
Oh my God, wait! I'm so excited.
I don't name names like Audrey. Audrey will name
I would
anyone's name.
name-
well,
and
I've
anything.
only
Names.
named everyone's first and last name.
Yeah, me too. We have a segment called "Name Those Names."
And name the names. Audrey will tell a story about a man with the tiniest penis she's ever seen, and first
Awesome
and last
score.
name him. There you go.
What is? No, you don't have to say
Okay.
it.
So my friend was
Mary just
my
said
friend
it.
was dating her daughter.
Hot.
Should we make up a name for her so you have a name? We'll
Just
call
say
her teacher.
daughter.
We'll call her teacher.
Teacher
and daughter. So my friend's dating teacher's daughter, and we all.
That's like porn.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that episode.
my friend's dating teacher's
don't watch
daughter,
porn,
and
so.
they
Audrey's
were
had porn. We'll talk about that. Okay.
they were going together for a couple months.
Going together.
They were going together
It
for a
was
couple months.
1952.
So I went to high school in the 60s. And we all go to teacher's house because my friend's there and he's like, hey, they're going to have people over. Why don't you all come and we can all hang out. So we go to teacher's house and my friend's there with girlfriend. And it's like a bunch of our friends. We're all just hanging out. We're having fun. And we're hanging out with teacher's husband. So we're hanging out with dad. And dad's drinking a couple beers throughout the night. And he's being great. We're all having fun. We're all having a good time. And we're playing this game. And have you ever played the game Big Booty?
Big booty, big booty, big booty.
Yeah.
Big booty. Big booty.
I
you,
honestly
Right.
don't even know what the game is. I just remember the song.
I know, me too.
There's a song involved, and it's kind of a tongue twister game where everyone has a number.
drinking game, though,
It's
right?
Well, we were in high school and we weren't really drinking, but he was drinking a little bit.
Because you were in high school or because you were at a teacher's house?
We were at teacher's house. We didn't really drink in high school.
What?
Loser. So we got the
Freaking
loser.
We don't promote underage drinking on this,
Losers.
but I drank a lot in high school.
Did
I
you?
drank more in high school than
I drank-
college.
Did you
Honestly,
really?
Same. No,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah,
same.
I would like black out in high school.
We'd be like, intramural
That's
soccer, let's
hurt.
get drunk.
I like.
we wouldn't
oh
do
my
that.
god, yeah. And then I'd wake up at like 8 a.m. and go to church with my friend.
That's is
went
the
to
most.
school.
That's
And I'd
crazy.
be like, oh, I made out with that guy last night.
And you talk about it at
Last
church.
day of school, we all went to school plastered.
You went to school
I never went to
drunk in
school
high
drunk.
school?
Last day of school.
That's crazy.
That is insane.
well, I was also in student government, so I wasn't gonna.
That was a joke.
Were you in student government?
Oh, yeah, I was in student council.
You're not as paranoid. Well, I used to be very paranoid until recently.
Until just now.
Until like
until your
2
Prozac
months
leveled
ago.
out.
But it was the last day of school, so who wasn't
That's
drunk?
that's
Sounds like everybody wasn't drunk on their last day of school. Oh, hello.
You know what? I did actually. I was blackout drunk one time in college to present a final project. Okay,
you're blacked out presenting.
Yeah, and honestly, I just left
How'd you
and
do?
didn't come back.
Did you get a good grade?
It's just okay. Well, I'm like bulldozing over your story.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
okay.
here we'll finish
We'll
this story. and
follow,
we'll get
but
to that
we'll
Okay.
go back.
I want to hear about that too.
Okay, so we didn't really drink a ton, but he was drinking. He's an adult man. He's allowed to drink. He's not like drunk, but he's been drinking a few. He's watching some football games. We think it's fun to hang out with him because he's like kind of a cool dad, also a first name dad. So we're all hanging out with him, and there's probably like 12 of us there, and we're hanging out with their parents and girlfriend, right? And we start playing Big Booty, and everyone has a number, and it's like kind of a tongue twister game. And dad has been drinking a little bit,
Oh,
so
God.
he's having a little trouble nailing his words.
Oh, God.
And if you mess up your words in Big Booty, you get out. So we thought it'd be very funny when dad got out to all dogpile on top of him
What? Like with your body?
with our bodies.
What a weird turn that took.
Yeah, this is what happens
The
when you
Midwest.
I thought he was just gonna mispronounce
You're
a
from
word.
the
and you were gonna
Midwest.
I am from the Midwest.
Yeah, this is what happens.
I feel like happens there.
That,
Everyone has
this is the definition of the Midwest.
everyone has basements, and you just do weird stuff like
Yeah,
this.
basements,
Everyone
that's
has
a different
does weird stuff
culture.
like this in their basements.
Because you can't have them here because the
Especially
ocean.
if you're not drinking, this is like the kind of stuff you do to entertain yourself.
And we heard you can't have them here because then you'll have like a dolphin pod underneath you because the ocean's below you.
There's a reason, and that could be it.
One person got a basement, dolphin pod.
dolphin pod. Never saw him again.
Couldn't sell the house. They had a dolphin pod.
Dolphin pod.
Anyway,
Anyways,
we all dogpile on this man in his home, and he thinks it's hilarious. Why are you guys giving me these faces?
I'm so nervous about where it's gonna go.
I feel like you're judging me.
no, I'm laughing. I think it's good.
No, I'm laughing. I think it's hilarious.
Danny, there's no judging.
I thought we were like getting really close, and
We
now,
are very
now I
good
feel like
friends.
their walls going up.
I'll
But
tell you anything
Danny,
about
I think you're just
me.
insecure storyteller.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like.
Ooh.
Yeah, tables have turned. We're not looking at you weird.
Shit.
You're being
Call it
insecure.
out.
It's gonna be a good story. I've never
Call
heard a
it
bad story from
out. Call it out.
you until
There could
just
be
Harsh.
more
That was-
mobility.
that was some tough loving. Okay, I'll get back into it. Okay,
so daughter
we,
dogpile,
so we all
Daughter
no daughter did not
dad
dogpile.
dogpile.
It's like 10, 17-year-old boys, and we dogpile on this man that we don't know that well in his home after he's been drinking while we're playing this game, and we think it's the funniest thing that's ever happened. And he thinks it's funny. He's laughing. He's having a great time. And everyone else gets off of this man, and except for me. And I put my arm around him, and I'm like, ooh, this line doesn't hold up, but I thought it was funny at the time. I put my arm around him, and I'm like, ooh, someone take our picture, and we can use it as a Christmas card. Nailed it, right? Perfect delivery, perfect line. And he goes, oh, is that Danny? And he starts wrestling me.
I hope this ends in you
And
two
he
just
starts
making out.
kissing.
And I impregnated this man in front of his
and
wife.
then I fuck.
And then we just fucked each other.
It's a long story to just get to.
And
I
then
fucked
we
my
just-
teacher's husband.
Fucked my teacher's husband.
Oh.
Guys, this is relatable. Okay, so we all dogpile. He gets off. I say
Okay.
that. He starts wrestling me, and everyone's now. There's like a crowd of people watching. It's like 10 of our friends, his 2 daughters, and his wife, and I am wrestling this like 45-year-old man.
Oh, I hate how young that is.
Yeah.
He's probably like we'll say it's like 45 to 50. A younger dad, good shaped dad.
Nice.
He's
He
got-
sounds hot.
And this
does
dad,
sound hot.
this dad's got a slamming bod,
Ooh.
and I could just feel every crevice.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're wrestling each other, and like I thought it was weird, but also really funny. There's like novelty to it. To like this is how you interact with parents. So we're wrestling each other, and we're kind of like going back and forth. Like he's kind of winning, I'm kind of winning, and then he locks like up or just around my neck, and he's just choking me out. And I thought, and all my friends are dying laughing. I think it's so funny. But the whole time I'm like, this is just like we're just messing around. And he's choking me out. My face is turning red.
Like you're actually choking.
He's like arm around my neck, like headlock, choking me out. And I thought it was hilarious. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna have to tap out. Like he's about to get me. And then somehow I get out of this death grip, and he doesn't know that I wrestled in middle school, right? So
This just sounds
Did
like
you
a
imagine
porno.
that I wrestled in middle school doesn't seem like that
That's-
much of a flex.
that doesn't carry as much
I
weight.
also took
Daddy.
golf in middle school.
Guys, I wrestled in 7th and
Middle
8th
school.
grade. All right,
Okay.
so I know my way around a bod. Is what I'm trying to say.
Is this a porn? I mean, I genuinely like what?
No, but it parallels porn's very specifically.
Okay, wait. Oh,
So I get out of his chokehold. I put him in this move, right? And I flip him onto his back, and he's just pinned flat on his back. And one of my friends gets down on his hands and knees, and he goes, 1, 2, 3, he's out. And we all were like cheering and celebrating. Danny, pinned the dad, right? And I get up with my arms up, and I walk across the room, and then I hear his wife yell his name, and I turn around, and he's like charging me.
no.
And he pushes me, and he goes, and I was just like stunned because I thought it was a joke the whole time. Like all of us thought it was just like he started. Well, I guess we started it, but he started wrestling me, and I just thought it was like
A funny joke.
a funny joke.
Oh my God, I
and
did
we
not
were
see
just
that
getting like a
coming.
little rougher. And I don't know if he pushed me, but he was like up in my face, and I was like, and it was like when you think something like your reality just gets switched real fast. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke, and then all of a sudden it wasn't, and I had to like process the change of tone like so fast. So I was just like shocked.
Oh my God, stop.
And he's in my face, and I'm like, I was like, are you serious? And he goes, yeah, I'm serious. And I was like, I'm sorry, man. Like I thought we were just joking around. Like I thought we were just having fun. And he goes, well, my idea of fun isn't getting tossed around in my own hearth room.
Hearth room?
And literally everyone in the room was like really tense. And he's like, my idea of fun isn't getting tossed around my own hearth room. And then everyone was like, hearth room? What's a hearth room?
Wait. I did not see it going there that's actually, first of all, for a parent, it's your friend's parent. What did your friend say about it?
So we're like very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And like the mom is embarrassed, so she leaves the room, which is the worst
But she's
thing
not
to
blaming
do.
you, right?
She was like embarrassed of the situation and kind of
Yeah.
like I think like how he like overreacted. You could call it a fair reaction if you want to, but I thought it was a joke.
Sounds like it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke. I thought it was hilarious. We all like his like daughters are trying to calm him down, and he's just like he wasn't doing anything crazy, but he was just like really like hot, like really like angry. You know what I mean? You know when someone just gets like really like, like maybe in sports, if you see like basketball players get like kind of hot, they just like are pissed off. Like, and he was just like really like temper was high. And so he like walks out of the room. We run out the back door and just leave. And like we all jump in our cars and we all leave and we all kind of like met in this like parking lot. And we're like, what just happened? And we realized that our friend who was dating the daughter didn't come with us. He had to stay because it was his girlfriend. So he's like, we like met up with him the next day and he's like, I have never been more uncomfortable in my life.
Wait, I missed that last part. Wait, so
the friend that was dating the teacher's daughter had to stay because it was his girlfriend's house. So we all got to like run out and leave and escape. And he just had to like stay there and deal with
was it like Ryan Kaysen or someone?
He was there. He was there, but it wasn't him.
Oh my God.
But we like
we don't name names.
We don't name names. Shout out Ryan Kaysen.
Wait,
he was
that's
there.
so funny.
I think Ryan was.
Do you know? Are you guys friends from home?
We have
we went to the same college.
we went to the same college.
Okay,
we have mutual friends
great,
from college.
Great. Well, no one told me anything.
We should.
Now Ariana
so
just gets
sorry.
mad at us. Now Ariana has
Oh,
this all
you guys have like history.
Oh, cool. You
Oh,
guys
cool.
know each other.
But like, so we just all left.
I just didn't do research before this.
I also didn't tell you anything. It's my fault.
Honestly, I could have researched it. Okay.
It's okay. You didn't have to research us.
That was my fault for not telling you a single thing.
But he had to stay. Like the daughter was upset, the mom was upset, the dad was like the most upset. And we all just like left, and we thought it was so funny.
It is.
And then like the dad was very nice. Like he like texted me the next day and like apologized.
Oh, he did.
And like I saw the mom at school and she was like apologizing.
Because she's a teacher.
Because she's a teacher, we had to like go to school and see her at school.
Nightmare.
And she was like, very sorry. Things just got a little heated.
I thought child abuse.
Well, I won, so it wasn't. But we thought it was.
Choking you.
Yeah, but it was hilarious.
That's
we thought it was so
when
funny.
He was
laughing,
just
right?
he was
Like-
like a toxic man.
He was just like embarrassed. And I would be
From
embarrassed.
being toxic.
It was like he was so toxic. It wasn't like
But sometimes it's fun for parents to wrestle their friends.
their friends. Their
I'd like to establish I
daughters,
don't think any parents should be
boyfriends,
wrestling any
friends.
children that are not theirs.
I've wrestled.
90 parents.
I'm not kidding. This isn't a joke to like just tag the story with. I've wrestled 3 or 4 parents that weren't my parents.
Welcome to Indiana.
This isn't a thing I seek out, but I often find myself in these situations.
Have never found myself.
So, what do you guys think about that story?
I actually really liked it because I didn't see the twist coming at the end where he was gonna get mad at you. I thought you guys were gonna make out.
Is that really how
I
you
thought
thought
he
the
was
story
going
was
to turn
gonna end?
sexy. I
Weird
thought he
as
was going to
hell.
have a boner when he got up.
Yeah.
Oh dang, that would have been equally as crazy.
That would have been. It would have been.
That would have been.
I think it would have been less crazy.
It would have caused a lot of drama.
Wait, I really liked it, especially when I was just picturing when tensions were high and everyone was silent, and he's like, "You don't do that to me in my own hearth room."
It was.
Bathroom. And
It
you're like,
was like
bathroom?
the tensions were like so like you could feel like the weight of the air in the room, and then he said hearth room, and you saw every every 17-year-old boy in the room go, "What's a hearth
And
room?
everyone's like, do we know what a hearth
What's
room?
is this the hearth room? Have we been in the hearth room?"
Hearth room. What an uncool thing to say.
I'm literally dead.
Yeah, you're gonna do this to me in my own foyer?
Like a made up word.
You're gonna embarrass me in the mezzanine?
I literally.
At least
I
that's
really
real.
Enjoyed that story.
Okay, well that was my story. I hope you guys liked it.
I enjoyed
It's
it.
way better than my story.
I hope it made us closer.
It did,
And
dude.
not
I
further
really
away.
liked it. Those are
Every
the kind of stories
moment.
I like.
I feel closer every
tension.
moment.
I feel comfortable with our friendship, but me and Ariana's new friendship, I was hoping that she wasn't judging me. For,
Literally don't understand. What does that even mean when people are like, don't judge me for this? Because what does that mean?
I'm just projecting
Great.
my own insecurities
Yeah.
because I like you and I want you to
Because
like me
you're
too.
just going to say stuff to me and I'm going to be like, okay.
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 Everything
Okay.
you say to me is just
Okay.
whatever is true about you.
That
I
is
hope.
true.
I don't even consider that people are lying to me. That's a problem.
That is a problem.
I get that though. I just assume people are being honest.
You might as well assume people are telling you the truth because it's none of your business what they're thinking anyway.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm very wise.
She's very wise. We call her for a
Mindful.
lot
I'm
of advice.
Oh,
Very
I'm a big
wise.
therapy psychiatrist, yoga nidra at night meditation,
Oh,
reading
yeah.
books,
Oh yes, she
mental
is.
health queen.
She really is.
Mental health queen. What's the last book you read?
I'm reading A Court of Roses and Thorns, which is like a sexy fantasy book with fairies.
Ooh.
Oh.
And I'm also reading
Wow.
I'm reading a lot of things like how to do nothing,
Very poor.
how to survive in like an attention economy. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, that
like
is
we're living in like
interesting.
this is all like attention.
Right.
We're doing this
Well-
for attention.
Well, you know.
We're not doing this for attention.
Well, you're not doing it for attention.
That's true. I guess.
They pixelate our faces before we put it out.
Okay, great.
We're like Marshmallow, but podcasters. We
Yeah.
never want people
They
to know.
that would actually be a really good idea.
That's
Oh,
They
like,
pixelate our faces and modulate
like
our voices.
Modest Mouse.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm not saying it
Modest
right. No,
Mouse.
Dead Mouse. Modest Mouse.
I thought
It's
Dead
like
Mouse-
we're like
Dead
the
Mouse
band.
has the head.
We're
I think
like the
it's
band Modest
Marshmallow.
Mouse.
There's Marshmallow also, and there's Modest, and there's Dead Mouse.
There's
Isn't
Modest
Dead
Mouse.
Mouse 5.
But
It's a
Marshmallow
5.
is also another DJ that's famous.
Audrey's.
So?
Do you want to unveil your new?
Oh, I'm picking up a new hobby.
Audrey's gonna start
DJ?
making EDM music.
No, I'm making EDM music.
Good for you.
I haven't made it
Audrey
yet.
has a passion for EDM music.
Yeah.
And people are
She's
like,
making
you
it.
just like that because you do. And I'm like, no.
Well, also, what does it matter if someone
Okay,
has a
I'm
reason why you're doing it?
Exactly. I
You're
just
doing
like
it because you
EDM
want to
music.
do it.
You're doing it because you like it.
My thing is, I'm like leaning into being like a consultant, like a confidence consultant.
Wait, that should literally be.
That's like what I've been doing. I talked to a girl who's applying to college last night and just talked to her about her college essay and how to like show her own personality and not care about, doing it right.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's what I am.
You could start a business.
I think that's
doing
great.
that.
That's what I do for the dry cleaners
You're
and
the-
my friends and my people.
She really does it for me quite a bit.
Do you want to tell your
That's
story?
because I'm so honest. Yeah, please, Audrey.
Mine kind of sucks. You guys had the best.
Why would you
ones.
say that? No, we're not.
I think are we insecure storytellers?
You're
I'm
They're
I'm
both-
usually not. I enjoy telling stories. I enjoy
Oh.
hearing stories.
no insecurity.
I mean,
This
I'm just
is.
nervous. Or
I think I'm not an insecure storyteller, but
Nervous?
the looks you guys were giving me were making me nervous.
It was a long story.
But wait, it was a good one. Yeah,
It was good.
Oh, so
It
it was
was
boredom.
riveting.
It was boredom.
No, it was more like Audrey and I have the brains where we're trying to fill in when the spaces.
right.
So we were like trying to be 6 steps ahead.
Mhm.
So I think you did a good job kind of making us hang on to your every word.
Ooh.
Yeah, you did.
Well,
the
look at
suspense
that.
was building. I didn't know where the twist.
Well, we can riff in between, baby.
Okay.
All right, Audrey.
Well,
you got-
Mine's a
let's
little
hear
darker.
Your stories from just the internet?
Audrey, your story is equally as valid.
Poor. I was supposed to look in this camera the whole time. I've just been looking over here.
Well, no one told me a camera to look
Oh,
in.
sorry. Look at the one in the middle. It's feeling. It's not too late now. So that one's mine.
Okay.
I'm just okay. This story's a little dark,
We love that.
and it's a story I read on the internet that I found that someone read from a guy they heard told it. Does that make sense?
Nope.
Great.
An overheard story.
And overheard. Well,
You followed
they
that?
heard someone tell it.
You're
I am, I think, a genius.
Can you translate
So
all
there was
this?
a guy in a small town that worked at a morgue.
Mhm.
Dun dun dun. And everyone just tunes out.
It is audio, Audrey.
Anyways, he works at a morgue and he's in the basement at this morgue
Mhm.
and it's a small town, okay? So he usually gets like a lot of like old dead bodies and not too much like tragedy because not a whole lot happens. in this
Natural
town.
deaths.
Natural deaths. And he's young, right? And then one day, way out of sorts, he gets a frantic call from his boss. Where I'm like, who's the boss at a morgue? And so the boss.
Like, there's a boss everywhere. It's not.
Luke Bryan just walked in to check the cameras.
Perfect. Truly, this story doesn't
Nice.
need any more time, but because it's okay. So then the boss calls and says, "Hey, we have some ashes here."
Mm-hmm.
Or no, we have a body here and we need you to cremate it as soon as possible. Like they are offering a lot of pay to get it done quickly.
Yikes.
And he was like, okay, like whatever. And so the body comes in and he like, feels it, but then he's touching it.
Feels it.
Well, they like,
You gotta feel that bod.
and I also think
interrupted.
they,
Your story's the same as mine. Just guys feeling bods.
yeah, just guys feeling bad. It's literally the same. And he touches it and the corpse is a little warm.
Mm-mm.
And he's like, that's weird, but there's no pulse or anything like that. Just warm, whatever. But they always, before cremating, they always double, triple check. But they're supposed to triple check the body anyways before it comes. But just to be safe, he's like, whatever. And he's just really concerned at the fact that the body's not cold. So he calls the boss again. He's like, you need to get somebody in here with like a stethoscope and make sure this body's
You need to get someone in here with a
Like a
stethoscope.
stethoscope.
What is it called?
Stat.
Doesn't have to be a doctor.
It's
Anyone who's
Does
got
anyone have a stethoscope in here?
And so a doctor comes to the morgue, and he's like, what's going on? And he's kind of thinking this whole thing is silly. He's like, it's a boy. He's saying this body's warm. He's like, I guess it's a little warm.
It's a boy.
Boys
A little.
being boys.
It's just
Just
a little
boys
boy
being
who
boys.
found a warm body.
And the body's like 50. So that's also out of the ordinary.
Okay.
It's not an old person. And so the doctor feels it, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I think it's fine, whatever. And he was like, I'll, like, if you're concerned, like, take a listen yourself. And then the morgue worker takes a listen, and he was like, I hear a faint heartbeat. And the doctor was like, are you sure? And then he listens. He was like, I can assure you I hear no heartbeat. And the boy's like, I swear. And he's like, you know, you're working in this morgue. Like, your mind's playing tricks on you. Like, whatever. And he was like, no. Then he starts freaking out. He's like, no, I like demand to know the story of this body. Like, why is this body here? He's like, I'm not throwing this body into the fire until I know. And then the doctor's like, you're being kind of crazy, whatever. But like, okay.
Doctor's like, you're being
Gaslight City.
crazy.
Being a little
Yeah.
crazy.
Doctors shouldn't be using the word crazy.
You're being a little I know.
Doctors shouldn't do a lot.
Doctor should be. And so then
We
they
can
call
talk
the
about
boss,
that
and the
after.
boss was like, it's his wife. His wife is in mourning and just wants the body to be done and offered to pay a bunch of money. And that's her wish. And she has a death certificate. He's dead. Like, what else do you need? And so the doctor leaves, and the guy has to contemplate with this. Am I killing somebody or am I not? So he hangs a little bit around, whatever. And he's like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to load up the body and take it to the crematory. So he loads up the body, puts it in
The wagon.
the hearse machine,
The hearse machine.
and
hearse.
puts it in,
Puts it in that big old hearse machine.
The car machine.
and is
He
driving.
puts it in a hearse?
in hearses,
What?
or in a car that you could take it to a crematory.
A hearse?
So a Kia, and he's. We're sponsored by Kia. We're not, but okay.
That's
So-
so fun.
They're driving the body. He's driving the body there, whatever, and then
Okay.
he swears he hears. That's where Wolf comes in, and then he says he like freaks out and he stops the car, and he goes in the back, and the body is still intact, and it's kind of like moved a little bit. It's like this, and he's like, like what is happening? And then he's like, it's in my head, my mind's playing tricks. And then he goes to the crematory and then burns the body, and now has to live with the rest of his life trying to understand if he actually killed someone or not. And-
Yeah.
and-
That's the payoff?
No, that's fine.
Damn it, man.
the payoff is you don't know.
I thought that body was going to come.
Back to
Was going to
life.
sit
Yeah,
right up.
that's
It's
good
almost
as
worse.
dead.
Oh, and the woman never paid the morgue. Ended up never paying the morgue. Oh, so that was the payoff.
Oh, now we're shocked.
What?
Yeah. Oh, so now that's sorry. Whoops.
A
So
scam
the woman never paid.
A
The
scam?
woman never paid the morgue. So
for a service of a small business?
Any story that involves someone not paying their debts
You know that-
pisses me off.
but they're thinking maybe the wife wanted to. He just.
Okay,
she-
here's my
She
argument.
forged a death certificate. And they just,
What's so wrong about that?
Okay, well let's
Okay,
explore.
wait, what?
Let's dive headfirst into that for the girl who's about to be married.
Rob, if you're
Like-
listening,
He seemed dead. He wasn't moving. No heartbeat. Why were you going to keep him alive?
Because he was warm
wait, but
and there
he
was a
warm,
faint
and then
heartbeat.
there was a faint heartbeat.
You don't think the doctor was on the payroll
I wonder
too?
if the doctor was in
For
on
the
it.
small town, they probably got one
It's a
doctor, if
small
that.
Town.
You
And
know-
it's a true story.
You know, sometimes the less you know, the better.
That's not true at all.
I wasn't expecting this
Why?
reaction at all. I get to learn a lot about your friends by having them on your podcast, huh?
Tell your friend a long story about murder and see how they react.
And I'm like,
Also,
nothing really phases me anymore.
I like that
guess.
story. I like the way you told it.
I like the way you told it too.
that is very kind. Because I felt like I
Enticing.
could have been like,
Good pacing.
Yeah, it was really good.
but
I was-
we're working on this.
I was very on.
Audrey,
on
you
edge.
are a storyteller.
That is.
You are like recognized as a storyteller.
It's your
Don't
gift.
shit on yourself. This is what I do. This is when I come in. I
Mhm.
bully my friends to love themselves.
She does.
Hey Audrey,
Yeah.
we love you.
Why don't you know I love you.
Why don't you get on board?
You know
I
I would
love it.
never go
I
on
love me.
someone's.
Why don't you join the team?
I love it.
I
I love
haven't
it.
been on a podcast in like 2. I think I went on one in the pandemic with those triplets.
I know. I was shocked you said yes. What triplets?
You're on a
the
triple podcast.
triplets that are comedian guys, the Vertsy triplets.
Oh wait, they
Vertsy.
worked at Malibu Wine. Hooked
All
me
of
up with
them?
Some generous servants.
Anyway, I went on their
Heavy
podcast
pours.
after
Yeah.
their hair transplant surgery
Shout out
in
the
the pandemic.
Winklevoss triplets.
transplant.
What?
Yeah, they got hair transplant, and they
All
wanted
three of
me
them?
on because I was very positive about doing like surgery because I have nose job, lip filler, I like whatever.
Uh huh.
So they wanted to have me on as someone who is like body positive for changing your body too.
Right.
So that was the last podcast. Okay.
They all three got. How much do we have?
2 minutes.
Okay, they all three have got hair transplants.
Yeah.
Cool. I've thought about getting a hair transplant.
Can you imagine
this goes
two
away.
The triplets were really bald
You
and
look
the other one
you
had a lot
look
of hair?
good. Like I think that yours is gonna stay.
It's
I
flirting.
hope so.
Flirting.
I sure hope so. We're flirting. We're
flirting.
not. She's
We're-
engaged.
Well, guys, this
Anyway.
This is also how I just talk to everyone.
I know, and I love it. That's why
I feel like we've really started a friendship.
Oh, I love your personality.
Thanks. I love yours.
I don't want to
this
do
is
that.
like a magical
Oh.
moment
Oh.
between the two. They've been
I feel
like
like high
flirting?
fives are so
Flirting?
funny.
Well, we're friends now. We're buddies.
I
Do
know,
high
my
five.
hands are sweaty.
we loved having you on.
Thank you for having me on. Is the podcast over now?
Yes.
No, well, we have our final segment. We have to come up with a theme that connects all three stories.
Oh yeah, what was the theme that
Okay.
connected all three stories?
Can you come up with one? Me wrestling a dad, a dead guy, a husband being killed. There's a dad possibly.
And Luke
a
Bryan
husband,
thinking Ariana was gay shaming me.
and Luke. I forgot about that. And Luke Bryan thinking that Ariana was gay shaming Audrey.
Which I was not.
A lot of
Um,
men-on-men contact because the
something
doctor
with-
felt the
Oh, yeah, a lot
body.
of-
Yeah, men is a
You
through
were
line.
wrestling-
men
your friend's
touching
dad.
men. Men touching men.
Men
men-
touching men.
Men really
Hot.
getting involved.
I started
Men-
watching wrestling and it's hot.
There you go.
Depends.
They like roast each other and then they touch each other
They do.
in underwear.
Roast each other.
They do these like they come up and they're like, "Yo, dude."
Oh, you mean like the pre-fight stuff?
30 seconds.
Okay, what's the
Men
theme?
touching men.
Men touching
But
men.
no one. Oh, I guess the more guy touches the other man.
Yes.
The
Men
doctors,
touching men.
Men
Is-
touching men.
Great.
There you have it, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Once Upon a Tangent. Not me having to look at the board.
Once
to
upon a
remember our name.
tangent. Guys, our
Honestly.
first episode of Once Upon a
Upon a
Tangent.
Tangent.
Should we high five again?
Yes.